See, let us see the occurrence. Hydrogen is the most abundant element, correct? And if you look at, it is the third most abundant on Earth as well, correct? It will resemble
Yes.
the alkali metals also, as well as halogens also. And the reason being, see, with just like potassium reacts with CuO and becomes KO2 and Cu gets reduced. Same way, hydrogen will also react with CuO and copper will get reduced and H2O will be formed. You know? So it will act like a limit reducing agent similar to that of group 1 metals. It will act like halogens and react with metals here to get metal hydrides, which is in replication with this, where you have sodium reacting with chlorine to form 2 moles of NaCl solid. ठीक है, ये जिस तरह से बन रहा है बिल्कुल in a similar lines we'll have sodium hydride also. So it is
Okay.
showcasing reactivity with both reactivity similar to that of halogens, reactivity similar to that of group 1 metals. So it has both characteristics. Why it is giving both? First, because of its configuration, NS1. NS1 is the configuration which is quite similar to that of group 1, है ना? And why it is giving group 17 is because of its ionization energy. Okay. So if you look at the ionization energy, hydrogen has very, very comparable ionization to that of all the halogens, huh? While group 1
Ah,
has very less ionization. Okay.
yes, sir.
That also makes the fact that if you remove one electron from hydrogen and it becomes H plus, and H plus in fact is the smallest of all the ionic sizes. Okay.
Yes, sir, got it.
Next, hydrogen also has 3 isotopes, beta: hydrogen, deuterium, and tritium. So if you look at it, first one, which is hydrogen 1,1, it is called as protium, and 2,1, it is called deuterium, 3,1, it is called tritium. Out of all these three, the tritium is the radioactive one. So this is the radioactive element. So it will decompose itself to give helium, and decompose as in radiate. It's radiate itself to give helium, and beta particle is uh, disintegrated. Okay, so this is the beta particle. Clear, beta?
Yes, sir.
Next, if you compare hydrogen with deuterium, right? Okay, hydrogen gets more adsorbed as compared to that of deuterium in general. Okay, so we can
Okay.
say hydrogen will make a better reduction as compared to that of D2. Okay,
Yes.
now comparing the different parameters of these three, if we observe bond dissociation energy, then tritium will have the strongest bond. The reason is the least vibration, because H2 molecule will keep vibrating like this, beta. Between two hydrogens, there is a vibration. D2, as it comes to D2, the vibration decreases because of the uh, mass which it has acquired. And as it comes to T2, it will become even less vibration. Okay? So there is no energy lost in kinetic energy. Most of it will be in a potential form between two atoms. So that's why T2 will have more bond dissociation energy. Okay, beta?
Sir, but you said that it is the least, like vibrations are least, no?
Vibrations are least, which means it will have strong bond, ना?
Oh, okay, हाँ sir.
Correct? ऐसा vibrate करने ज्यादा लगेगा, तो bond break करना भी easy होगा, because it will get sufficient kinetic energy. Okay?
हाँ sir.
If you take bond length, because all of them have size almost same, so we can say bond length will be same. But if you
Okay.
see formation, delta H formation, correct? Then given tritium will form much easier as compared to that of deuterium and compared to that of H2. Obviously, this comes from the fact that the bond dissociation energy is highest for T2. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next, boiling point, if we compare, because the bond strength is stronger here and molar mass is also, molar mass of T2 is more. So boiling point will be more for T2. Okay.
Yes,
And
sir.
delta H fusion or delta H vaporization, both of them will be more for T2 as well. Okay.
Ah.
Next, there are three types of hydrogens, dear. One is nascent hydrogen, the other one is atomic hydrogen, the third one is molecular hydrogen. The molecular hydrogen exists in two forms, orthohydrogen and parahydrogen. Okay. Now, what is this nascent hydrogen? Metals like zinc, when you add it to acids, right, then zinc will undergo oxidation and the hydrogen present in these acids will get reduced and it won't come out as H2 gas immediately. So it will spend as H atomic form in the solution and that form is called the nascent hydrogen. Okay.
Sir, but how is it stable, remaining
It is
stable?
not stable, it is highly reactive. Okay.
Okay, sir.
That's why if you react zinc in dilute H2SO4, it can instantly create nascent hydrogen. So if you add FeCl3 in it already, this nascent hydrogen will help FeCl3 to undergo reduction by releasing electrons. This hydrogen can also help KMnO4 to become Mn plus 2, K2Cr2O7 to become Cr plus 3. Got it, beta?
Yes, sir.
Next, let us see about atomic hydrogen. See, atomic hydrogen is formed when, it is passed through a tungsten electrode and electrical arc is produced in the electrodes. Okay. So if H2 gas is passed through tungsten electrodes and electrical arc is produced in the electrodes, then what we will get is an atomic hydrogen. If it is because you are giving huge amount of energy, so it is like a gaseous form of hydrogen atom. It is highly unstable form of hydrogen, beta, or we can say the radical hydrogen. If you recall, out of all the radicals which we have studied in organic, only hydrogen radical is highly unstable. Hydrogen exist karna hi mushkil hai. Okay.
Ha, sir.
So out of all of these hydrogens, now atomic hydrogen has the highest energy. So this was the last year's question. Like which of these three hydrogens have the highest energy? Okay. So
Sir, energy highest, लेकिन सर nascent hydrogen भी तो unstable ही है ना?
हाँ, अगर ये तीनों के एनर्जीज को कंपेयर करेंगे, तो उसमें एटॉमिक हाइड्रोजन हाईएस्ट है.
ओके.
ऐसे सोचो, all the disintegrations which are happening, like there are fusion reactions happening, around the stars, in the stars. Okay. यहाँ पे भी stars exist, वहाँ पे fusion reaction also, right? During the fusion reactions, correct, some amount of protons are been coming out.
Okay.
H plus, and those will accumulate electrons to become atomic hydrogens. और ये atomic hydrogens that एक दूसरे से जब मिल जाते हैं to form H2 gas, huge amount of energy is released, and that is what we will get as the radiation towards Earth. Correct?
Okay, sir. Yeah.
So H2 का formation from hydrogen atomic form is very, very high. Okay. That's why you can say that atomic hydrogen has highest energy. Next, see what is this ortho and para hydrogen. See, if you observe H2 molecule, because there are no neutrons in it, the nucleus will only have proton. And this proton will also keep moving around, right? I mean, rotating around in its own axis. Correct? Yeah. And in H2 molecule, if we have both rotations happening on the same side, which we call it as the parallel spin. Okay? Clear? Okay. If there is a parallel spin observed, then we say it is an ortho type of hydrogen. If there is an anti-parallel spin observed, मतलब एक ऐसे spin कर रहा है, proton, और एक proton ऐसे spin कर रहा है on its own axis, then we say it is an anti-parallel arrangement or anti-parallel movement of protons, and we call that as para-hydrogen. ठीक है? Okay, sir. So compared to ortho and para, para is more stable hydrogen. Clear, beta? Sir. Next, if you see at the energy wise, right? At very low temperature, hydrogen would be 100% para. Okay? Hydrogen is 100% para. As the temperature start increasing, correct? This will convert into orthohydrogen. So para hydrogen will convert into orthohydrogen. And you can see at higher temperature, a lot of 75% of ortho hydrogen and 25% of para hydrogen will be present in it. Okay, otherwise at low temperature हमेशा para ही ज्यादा stable होगा. Clear?
सर तो हाई टेम्परेचर पे पारा क्यों नहीं ज्यादा बनता है?
देखो बेटा, क्या हो रहा है ना, ऐसे सोचो, whenever an element moves on its own axis, it creates a movement around it.
या
अगर दोनों पैरेलली मूव कर रहे हैं तो उनके मूवमेंट्स एड अप हो जाएंगे.
हाँ सर,
अगर एंटी पैरेलल मूव करे तो वो क्या होंगे,
सब्ट्रैक्ट हो जाएंगे,
सब्ट्रैक्ट हो
कैंसिल
जाएंगे.
करेंगे. हाँ
तो अब इसमें और इसमें बताओ किसमें मूवमेंट ज्यादा है.
सर, फर्स्ट ऑर्थो में.
फर्स्ट ऑर्थो में ज्यादा है ना मूवमेंट. ठीक
हाँ
है. सो देर इज ए मूवमेंट ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स विच नीड्स टू बी कॉम्पनसेटेड बाय इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, बट इलेक्ट्रॉन्स इतने छोटे हैं कि वो कॉम्पनसेट नहीं कर पाएंगे. सो ओवरऑल देर इज ऑलवेज अ मूवमेंट ऑफ मॉलिक्यूल विद इन. करेक्ट.
हाँ
बिकॉज ऑफ विच एच और एच का बॉन्ड ज्यादा स्टेबल नहीं रहेगा. करेक्ट.
हाँ
बट इफ इट इज पैरा, राइट, बिकॉज मोमेंट्स आर गेटिंग कैंसल्ड, दोनों मॉलिक्यूल्स काफी क्लोज रह सकते हैं. आई मीन दोनों एटम्स काफी क्लोज रह सकते हैं. ठीक है.
हाँ.
सो दैट ब्रिंग्स द स्टेबिलिटी इन पैरा. ओके.
ओके.
अब जैसे टेम्परेचर बढ़ाओगे, राइट, करेक्ट,
हाँ.
proton gets sufficient energy that it can move on either of the directions. Got it?
ओके.
वो
हाँ सर.
clockwise भी घूम सकता है, anti clockwise भी घूम सकता है. So what happens now, the anti clockwise makes more sense because molecule और molecule के बीच में, because you are increasing the temperature, तो distance बढ़ना चाहिए ना.
हाँ सर.
डिस्टेंस बढ़ने के लिए आपको मूवमेंट्स चाहिए. तो एक
ओके.
मॉलिक्यूल का मूवमेंट दूसरे मॉलिक्यूल के मूवमेंट को रिपेल करेगा, तो उनमें डिस्टेंस बढ़ेगा. एंड दैट हैपेंस विद ऑर्थो मोर देन पैरा.
ओके सर. यस.
Right. Now let's see how to prepare H2 gas now. See, usually H2 gas comes from metals added to water or acids and so on. First, water को ऐड किया, मेटल वाटर को ऐड करोगे तो हाइड्रोक्साइड बनेगा, रिलीजिंग H2 गैस, है ना. And all of these are group 1 metals beta. चाहे आप lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, you take any of this, all of them will give H2 gas. Okay.
यस.
And next, if you see metals like mercury, I mean magnesium, aluminum, zinc, and so on, they require little bit of hot water. So if you put little bit of hot water, magnesium will get immediately dissolved and gives H2 gas. Okay. They also have negative SRP values, negative reduction potential values. Correct?
Yes.
And if you see metals like iron and tin, they only react with steam, right? And not with normal water, not with boiling water, also not with normal water. So that will also give H2, and this is called Lane's process. So iron, यूजुअली हम लोग क्या करते हैं ना, रेड हॉट आयरन होता है ना, उसको इमीडिएटली वाटर के अंदर डाल दोगे तो एकदम स्टीम फिज आउट हो जाता है ना उसमें से. एंड दैट while coming the vapors which will come out will have lot of H2 content. ठीक है, along with steam, along with water vapor. ठीक है.
Okay.
Next, metals with acids. If you take metal, add it to an acid like dilute H2SO4, this will become metal sulfate and H2 gas will be released. Okay. Now, if you see metal like zinc, tin, aluminum, and all of that, correct? All of this will have negative reduction potential. That's why ये easily H2 दे देगा. The metals which has positive reduction potential, they will not give H2 gas, like copper. Or other examples, if you look at it, platinum, okay, gold, silver, mercury, all of this. They do not release H2 gas added to dilute H2SO4. Clear, beta?
Yes, sir.
If you add zinc to concentrated H2SO4, instead of giving as H2O, H2, it will give H2O now this time, because sulfur will get reduction, zinc will undergo oxidation. So ये हाइड्रोजन जो रहेगा वो H2O की तरह बाहर आ जाएगा.
हाँ सर.
Next, see the reaction with alkalis, मतलब base के साथ. Beryllium up to zinc, all of this, these are all, can you see, amphoteric cases बेटा. ये सारे amphoteric metals है ना. Their oxides are all amphoteric. If you check out BeO, Al2O3, gallium, GaO, SNO2, PbO2, ZnO, ये सब के सब amphoteric oxides बनाते हैं, right? So
Yes,
these
sir.
metals, when you add it to NaOH, okay, they will become this complex form and releases H2 gas. Okay, in the presence
Okay.
of zinc, in the presence of NaOH, that will call sodium zincate. Okay, and that releases H2 gas. दिस इज द वे टू रिप्रेजेंट बेटा. या तो आप ऐसे लिख सकते हो या कॉम्प्लेक्स फॉर्म में ऐसे लिख सकते हो. बोलिए सर ऐसे कैसे लिख रहे हो? देखो ZnO2 है ना, इसमें H2O ऐड कर दो तो क्या हो जाएगा? दिस O2 will take away this H2O and makes it OH4.
Okay.
Correct?
हाँ sir.
Right. So the same logic applies to tin also. If you take tin, react with NaOH, it will become sodium stannate. This is called sodium stannate. You can write it as that way, or write 2 moles of
Sir, but
water.
in that you have to add water and then it will become the complex, ना?
हाँ बेटा, यहाँ पे H2O रहेगा. So my point is, क्योंकि ये water already है, you write this way or this way, both are same.
Okay.
ठीक है. Now, generally the manufacturing process, that is by manufacturing process in a sense, industrial process. Industrially, if H2 has to be made, then it is done by electrolysis. So if you do electrolysis of water, either an acidified water or an alkaline water, in both cases we will get H2 at the cathode. Okay, so H plus present in the water will take 2 electrons and becomes H2. Okay, beta.
हाँ sir.
And OH minus, if at all it is there, if it is base, then OH minus will become O2 H2O plus, releasing electrons. So this is the electrolysis of water. Electrolysis of water is also a method for preparation of O2. Okay, industrially.
Yes sir. Got it.
Next, see what is Bosch process. See, Bosch process is when we use organic compounds like alkanes. If you take alkane and treat it in water at a high temperature like 1270 kelvins using some nickel, so nickel will act like a catalyst, and this hydrocarbon here will get oxidized to CO and reduces, the reduction part is hydrogen, so it will reduce to H2. Okay.
Yeah sir.
Now see, carbon monoxide plus H2, if you combine both of them, that is called as synthesis gas. Okay. So
Okay.
here we can see CH4 plus H2O is giving CO plus 3H2. That is called as water gas. Agar yehi synthesis gas, if it comes from methane, we call it as water gas. Synthesis gas is a general term. Water gas is a specific term. Clear?
Yes sir.
Next. If you take coke or coal, if you take coke or coal, anything, and write it as coal also. And add it to water in the presence of nickel, again you will get H2. This is called coal gasification. Okay. See, whatever I have written, these are all done by hydrocarbons, isn't it? Hydrocarbons or carbon. That's why it is called Bosch process. Okay.
Sir, why is, what is the connection, like Bosch
No.
process?
Bosch, okay, sorry. You don't know that. All crude oil, right? If you take crude oil, है ना?
हाँ.
क्रूड ऑयल को जो रिफाइनिंग करते हैं ना, क्रूड ऑयल को रिफाइनिंग करते हैं टू गेट डीजल, पेट्रोल, वैसलीन, वैक्स, ये सब अलग करते हैं ना.
हाँ सर.
दैट इज डन बाय फ्रैक्शनल डिस्टिलेशन. करेक्ट.
ओके.
हाँ, दैट इज कॉल्ड बॉश प्रोसेस. ठीक है.
अच्छा. हाँ सर.
सो बेसिकली हाइड्रोकार्बन्स को जनरेट करने वाला प्रोसेस वो बॉश प्रोसेस होता है. ठीक है. तो दैट इज अ लिंक. सो हियर आल्सो वी आर यूजिंग द सेम हाइड्रोकार्बन्स व्हिच आर फॉर्मिंग ना.
यस सर.
तो दैट मतलब वहां पे जो भी लॉन्ग चेन पॉलीमर्स मिलते हैं, लॉन्ग चेन एल्केन्स मिलते हैं, वही मॉलिक्यूल्स को हम लोग फिर से वाटर में हीट कर रहे हैं सो दैट वी कैन गेट H2 gas. That's why it is still, that is same, I mean perceived it like a Bosch process. ठीक है.
ओके. हाँ सर.
Now see, what are the properties of H2 gas? H2 is colorless, it is odorless and but highly combustible, and it is insoluble in H2O. Okay. Reaction wise, if you see, H2 and X2 will form HX, alkyl, I mean hydrogen halides. Fluorine obviously will be more reactive compared to chlorine, bromine or iodine because of the bond dissociation energy. Bond energy of fluorine is weak, मतलब वो जल्दी टूट जाएगा as compared to chlorine, bromine और iodine. ठीक है?
सर बॉन्ड डिसोसिएशन एनर्जी क्लोरीन का सबसे ज्यादा रहता है ना?
बॉन्ड डिसोसिएशन एनर्जी क्लोरीन का सबसे ज्यादा होता है, करेक्ट
सर फ्लोरीन ना?
ना, वीकेस्ट होता है फ्लोरीन का, वीकर होता है
सर वीक
बहुत
तो
weak.
आयोडीन का रहना चाहिए।
ना होता कैसा है ना, मैं बताता हूँ. फ्लोरीन और फ्लोरीन में सिंगल बॉन्ड है, स्मॉलर है, but the problem is fluorine is so small that all lone pairs will repel with each other. ठीक है? Because lone pairs are very close to each other ना बेटा.
हाँ सर।
And because of that repulsion, what happens? Fluorine, correct? इतना रिपल्शन हो रहा है तो वो उनके बीच में ना उनके बीच में एफिनिटी कम रहेगा दो फ्लोरिन्स के
ओह
बीच में.
अच्छा। यस गॉट इट।
इसके लिए वो कम एनर्जी पे डिसोसिएट हो जाएगा, राइट?
सर तो फिर करेक्ट ऑर्डर क्या रहता है?
Correct order is chlorine, right? Bromine, iodine, and sorry, chlorine, bromine, fluorine, then iodine.
सर आयोडीन का इतना कम लार्ज साइज के वजह से?
लार्ज साइज की वजह से. ओके. अब
ओके हाँ सर।
रिएक्टिविटी सिर्फ वो एक फैक्टर की वजह से नहीं आता है, इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी के वजह से भी आता है ना?
हाँ
फ्लोरीन इज मोस्ट इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिव, तो
हाँ
इट वुड वांट टू बिकम F minus very easily, है ना?
हाँ सर।
That's why F2 is most reactive, then Cl2, Br2, and I2. Okay.
यस सर।
Next, H2 and N2, if you react, it will give you NH3. That is Haber's process, Born-Haber's process, right?
यस।
Born-Haber process is exothermic, okay? And it is used, I mean, the catalyst which is used for this reaction is iron most of the time. And molybdenum is also used here as a promoter. Promoter means a molecule or a metal which helps the catalyst increase its activity. Okay. मेटल का एक्टिविटी इंक्रीज करने के लिए जो मेटल यूज करते हैं उसको कहते हैं प्रमोटर. ओके.
ओके।
सो molybdenum acts like promoter here. Next, H2 reduces some metals into metal ions into metals like H2. If you treat with palladium plus 2, it will convert into palladium and खुद H plus बन जाएगा, ionic बन जाएगा. Same is the case here also. CuO plus H2, it will reduce copper and खुद H2O बन जाएगा. Okay.
ओके हाँ सर।
And H2 plus OCO forming methanol in the presence of molybdenum oxide. Here also H2 is becoming alcohol, correct, in the presence of molybdenum oxide. Hydroformylation, organic reaction, we also call it as oxo process. Here if you look at it, RCH double bond CH2. So this double bond is attacking on carbon monoxide, okay, grabbing that, and ये double bond जो है वो reduce हो जाएगा, and that is also a reduction which is done. ठीक है?
ओके हाँ सर।
Right. Next, hydrogenation. Hydrogenation means adding of H2 to double bonds. अगर सोचो कि I have an unsaturated oil, okay? Unsaturated oil मतलब कोई alkene है, right? Long form alkene है, उसमें H2 add कर दिया तो क्या हो जाएगा? That will become saturated, and that is what we will consume it as edible oils. वनस्पति, घी, है ना? ये सारे के सारे saturated fats है, correct?
ओके।
Next, RCH double bond CH2. Okay, this is alkene added with H2 in the presence of palladium. It will become alkane. And this is aldehyde in the presence of nickel and hydrogen and nickel. It will become alcohol. Okay, these are organic reactions.
ओके हाँ सर।
Next, let us see what are hydrides. Hydrides, hydrogen exists in three forms of hydrides. Beta. One is ionic hydride, covalent hydride, and metallic hydride. Metallic is also known as interstitial hydride or non-stoichiometric hydride. See,
Okay.
ionic hydrides are formed mainly by group 1 and group 2. That includes sodium, potassium, rubidium, calcium, strontium, barium, and all of them. Okay. Out of all of this, one exception is thallium, which is from group 13, but that will also behave like an ionic hydride. Okay.
हाँ सर।
If you see the stability of these hydrides, Lithium hydride will be very stable because of strong ionic bond. Lithium plus is smaller size, hydrogen
हाँ.
minus is smaller size, very strong hydrogen bond, strong ionic bond is formed. So therefore,
Okay. हाँ
this will be
sir.
very stable. Okay.
हाँ.
And if it is stable, obviously the size is very small, so lattice energy is high.
Yeah.
Lattice energy is high, and because the bond strength is more, so thermal stability is more. है ना?
हाँ sir.
So this is how the thermal stability varies from down the group. Okay.
Sir, lattice energy is the energy for what?
Lattice energy is the energy released when two ions make a bond.
Okay, so a lot of energy will be released now because it is very
Correct.
stable.
Correct.
हाँ sir.
Next, see, density of metal hydrides is more than the density of metals. So usually, because you have added some metal and it has increased lot of bonding here, क्योंकि hydrogen ionic bonding बढ़ गया ना, ionic bonding is very strong bond compared to the normal metallic bonds. Clear बेटा?
Okay.
Therefore, the density will naturally decrease. समझे? Sorry, increase.
हाँ sir.
Next, H minus, if you treat with water, it will become H2. Lithium, lithium plus H minus, this is also an hydride. If you treat with LCl3, it will become AlH thrice. And again, if you react with lithium hydride, it will become lithium aluminum hydride. Okay.
Yes sir.
And next, if you take lithium hydride, react with B2H6, it will become LiBH4. Okay. This is how we can say that the density of metal hydride is more than that of density of metals. Done?
हाँ sir.
Next, see what are the covalent hydrides. See, covalent hydrides or those cases beta जहां पर high polarizing power होना चाहिए cations को, okay, so that it can pull the bond towards itself and make it more covalent in nature. Correct?
Okay.
So all of these metals and non-metals which I have written, they usually have strong polarizing power. So if you take beryllium, boron, aluminium, gallium, indium,
The
thallium देखो मैंने
polarizing
नहीं
power
लिखा.
is the power to pull the metal towards itself, no?
Pull the bonded electrons towards itself.
हाँ. Okay.
Suppose,
Yes.
no, sorry, not bonded electrons, pull the electron cloud towards itself.
हाँ sir. Okay.
ठीक है, bonded electrons को खींच रहा है मतलब electron negativity है.
हाँ.
Okay, ionic electrons को खींच रहा है मतलब वो polarization.
सर
Like this is an ionic bond.
हाँ.
Suppose beryllium or hydrogen में ionic bond है and beryllium is pulling the electrons from hydrogen and making it covalent bond. Then that is polarizing power.
सर पर ऐसा दोनों भी कैसे हो सकता है, मतलब it will be either ionic or either covalent
Put it
ना?
this way, electronegativity describes only in covalent bonds. Okay.
हाँ.
Polarization is only described on the basis of ionic bonds. ठीक है.
सर सर beryllium and hydrogen will form covalent bond ना?
Yes, they will form covalent bond. Covalent character, we'll say it has more covalent character.
Okay.
Correct.
हाँ
It has
सर.
more covalent character, मतलब covalent bond ही है, उसका covalent character ज्यादा है. But कैसे बढ़ गया covalent character despite beryllium being metal? Because beryllium is able to pull the electrons towards itself from hydrogen. So दोनों के बीच में आ जाएंगे फिर electrons.
ओके सर. हाँ.
उस तरह से बढ़ जाएगा. ठीक है.
हाँ.
Now, in the covalent hydrides, we might have electron deficient hydrides also, electron precise or electron rich also. Electron deficient, like B2H6 is electron deficient, B2He is electron deficient, है ना? Octet complete नहीं है.
Right.
Electron precise, मतलब CH4, exact number of electrons needed. There is no extra electrons here, है ना? Sorry, clear beta?
Yes.
Now, lastly, if you see electron rich means which has lone pair electrons. Got it?
Yes.
Right. Next, if you see metal hydride, this is about the covalent hydrides. Now see metallic hydrides. Metallic hydrides, the instability of 7th, 8th, and 9th group elements. Now what happens, right? इफ यू सी एलिमेंट्स लाइक मैंगनीज, आयरन, कोबाल्ट या उनके नीचे जितने भी एलिमेंट्स हैं, ठीक है, ये सारे एलिमेंट्स का ना कोई फिक्स्ड क्रिस्टलाइन फॉर्म नहीं होता है. लाइक दे कैन बी बीसीसी ऑल्सो, एफसीसी ऑल्सो, एचसीपी ऑल्सो. समझ रहे हो ना? डिपेंडिंग ऑन टेम्परेचर. ओके बेटा. So as the temperature changes, their pattern of the ionic crystals changes. ठीक है? Crystalline form changes. So when this happens, right? And imagine आसपास में कोई हाइड्रोजन है. So these hydrogens will get stuck in some voids. Clear?
सर स्टक क्यों हो जाते हैं?
हाइड्रोजन का साइज है ना, H माइनस का जो साइज है, it is
हाँ.
quite equivalent to the size of the voids. Either it is a
Okay.
tetrahedral void or an octahedral void. ठीक है?
हाँ.
So when these metals keep changing their pattern at different temperatures, these hydrogens can be easily stuck in those voids. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Because they can get stuck in those voids, right? They can form better metal hydrides now. Because
Okay.
it is like it is not only metal now. There is hydrogen also present in it. I'll give you a better example. Iron when it is being made by metallurgy, we call it as pig iron. Huh? First
हाँ
time
सर.
when metal comes, it is pig iron. उसमें से थोड़ा impurity हटा दिया by besmerization, we get cast iron.
हाँ.
Or cast iron, right? So
Yes.
once we get a cast iron में अगर 5% कार्बन ऐड करके फिर से क्रिस्टलाइज कर दो तो क्या होगा?
सर फिर से वो
स्टील बन जाएगा. That is what we call it as steel.
हाँ.
Okay. So what did carbon do here? When we took some coke, added with iron and again melted it and then crystallized it. ठीक है?
हाँ.
क्या होगा? कार्बन है ना वॉइड्स में चिपक जाएगा, वॉइड्स में छिप जाएगा हर जगह. Okay?
ओह ओके.
और
हाँ सर.
वॉइड्स में छुप जाने की वजह से सरफेस पे ना पूरा आपको एक कार्बन का लेयर भी आ जाएगा, मतलब वॉइड्स में कार्बन आ जाएगा, तो आउटसाइड ऑक्सीजन कोई आके उसमें एक्यूमुलेट नहीं हो सकता है. दैट्स व्हाई
अच्छा.
स्टील विल बी इनर्ट.
हाँ सर. गॉट इट.
सो स्टील कोरोजन नहीं होता है ना, आयरन क्लोराइड होता है, राइट?
हाँ.
सेम आइडिया. नाउ यू थिंक अबाउट हाइड्रोजन. हाइड्रोजन गैस को हमने पास किया, देन क्रिस्टलाइज कर दिया. ठीक है?
हाँ.
तो क्या होगा? हाइड्रोजन विल गेट स्टक इन सम ऑफ द वॉइड्स देयर. ठीक है?
या
And
सर.
that is best observed in this manganese, iron and cobalt forms, okay, which is 7th,
Okay.
8th and 9th group. Okay? And that is called as hydride gap. This is called as, these three groups are called hydride gaps because left side में इतना change नहीं है, right side में भी इतना change नहीं है. Only these three groups will give lot of change. Okay? It's not like only these three will form hydrides, others will form, but this will form maximum hydrides. Okay?
Okay, sir. Sir, but they are unstable now. Like they are instable. Like why is it that instability is helping to form the hydride?
Instability is causing changes in the pattern, right? From BCC to FCC to HCP as a change or a patterns, correct?
Okay.
And when the patterns changes, there is always the voids forming and deforming, isn't it?
हाँ.
क्योंकि अभी BCC है, BCC is like an open structure.
हाँ.
अगर ओपन स्ट्रक्चर में कहीं हाइड्रोजन तो इजीली बैठ जाएगा, ओपन है, करेक्ट?
सर.
और पता नहीं चला वो धीरे धीरे मोल्ड होते होते वो FCC बन गया, तो वो किधर हो गया? अभी हाइड्रोजन स्टक हो गया ना वो.
हाँ सर. यस.
और किधर स्टक हो गया? कोई ना कोई ऑक्टाहेड्रल या टेट्राहेड्रल वॉइड में स्टक होता है, क्योंकि FCC सिर्फ ये दो ही वॉइड्स दे सकता है.
हाँ.
है ना?
हाँ
उस
सर.
तरीके से वॉइड्स में अगर स्टक हो जाता है तो देन वी से इट इज मेटालिक हाइड्राइड.
Okay. हाँ सर. Yes.
Right. Now, if you talk about sixth group, okay, chromium is the only one which gives hydride, not molybdenum, not tungsten, because that's the group elements. They do not give it. Only chromium will give this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next, if you see the density of metallic hydrides, it will be lesser than metals now. See, if you talk about metals, पहले हमने जो मेटल हाइड्रेट्स बात किए थे, आयनिक में क्या है? बॉन्ड स्ट्रेंथ बढ़ गया है तो डेंसिटी बढ़ गया है, करेक्ट?
हाँ
अभी क्या हो रहा है, मेटल्स है, मेटल में मेटेलिक बॉन्ड्स है, बीच में हाइड्रोजन आने की वजह से गैप्स थोड़े से बढ़ते जाएंगे, ठीक है? So because hydrogen got stuck somewhere, what happened here? Now the bonds have been, I mean, the size has been increased, metallic sizes.
ओके
So because the size increases, density decreases.
सर साइज इंक्रीजेस बिकॉज ऑफ दैट गैप्स क्या
Yes, that gaps
ओके
where hydrogen has been filled. आप ये
ओके
सोच सकते हो कि सर वहां पे मास भी तो बढ़ रहा है, but hydrogen mass is too less compared to the volume which it is increasing.
सर वॉल्यूम इज आल्सो वेरी लेस ना बट हाइड्रोजन का
हाँ, comparatively I'm saying. No, no, it is
ओके
not just hydrogen. हाइड्रोजन की वजह से पूरा मॉलिक्यूल में ऐसा थोड़ा सा एक्सपेंशन आ जाता है. That's why if you see cast iron and steel, correct? Which has more density? It is the cast iron which has more density. Okay,
ओके
that's why we use that for railways. I mean, railroads, right?
हाँ
And all those uh, I mean, what do we say? Wheels. They are all made up of cast iron. Why? They are highly dense. They are more dense. But steel, not so much, because now it
अच्छा
has carbon. तो थोड़ा सा inflammation आ जाएगा उसमें.
हाँ सर गॉट इट
So lanthanum hydride, palladium, these are few non-stoichiometric hydrides. These are just one or two I have written. There are hundreds of like this with cobalt, with iron, manganese. इन सब के साथ कहीं ना कहीं बनी रहा है. Okay?
सर तो हम लोग को बाकी के भी पूछ सकते हैं क्या
ना
विच
ना
ऑफ
ना
द
ना, आपको सिर्फ कोई फॉर्मुलास याद नहीं करना है. आपको इतना पता होना चाहिए कि these are non stoichiometric hydrides. That's it.
ओके हाँ सर
ठीक है. Next, C, H2O. Next molecule we'll think about is H2O. H2O, right? Which is, when it is in a solid state, we call it as ice. And when it is at 1 degrees and 0 degrees, 1 atm and 0 degrees, correct? It would be in a hexagonal form, beta. Okay? It will be
ओके
in a hexagonal form. But when it is very low temperature, 1 atm and very low temperature, maybe -5 degrees, -10 degrees, then it will start becoming cubic form. Ice will start turning into cubic form. Okay?
हाँ सर
Approximately, if you see the distance between the oxygen atoms from this oxygen towards this oxygen, जहाँ पे hydrogen bonding हुआ है, वो distance आप check करोगे, so that is apparently 276 picometers. ठीक है? It's just an
यस सर
information. There's no use for it. Okay.
ओके ओके यस
Next, heavy water. Heavy water is what D2O. हाइड्रोजन के बदले में अगर आप ड्यूटेरियम रख दोगे तो दैट विल बिकम हेवी वाटर. हेवी
ओके
वाटर इज मोस्टली यूज्ड इन न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर्स. ठीक है. यूज्ड इन न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर्स. ठीक है. न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर्स में इसलिए यूज करते हैं हेवी वाटर को. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, इट विल हैव वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग अब्जॉर्प्शन पावर, करेक्ट? कि वो क्योंकि न्यूक्लियर रिएक्टर में होता है क्या बेटा, बहुत हाई अमाउंट ऑफ टेम्परेचर आ जाता है ना, उसको कूल करना
हाँ
पड़ता है. तो उसके लिए हेवी वाटर बेटर होता है कंपेयर टू नॉर्मल वाटर. ठीक है.
ओके सर
सेकेंड थिंग, द डाइलेक्ट्रिक कांस्टेंट इफ यू कंपेयर हेवी वाटर, H2O is better than D2O. Obviously, H2O में polarization ज़्यादा होगा compared to D2O. Got it? So if the polarization is more, right? हाइड्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन में इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी का कंटेंट ज्यादा है. So hydrogen H2O will have a better ability to separate the ions compared to D2O.
अच्छा
It is like this. If I add NaCl, okay, to water, plain water
हाँ
and heavy water, in plain water it will get dissolved very easily as compared to that of heavy water. Heavy
ओके
water
सर
में भी होगा but relatively less dissolution. Okay.
तो उसका रीजन पूछा तो यही रहेगा ना कि डाइलेक्ट्रिक कांस्टेंट ऑफ
Constant
वाटर
ज्यादा है water का. Right. Reactions. See, water acts more amphoteric ना, कि जैसे अगर अमोनिया है which is basic, उसमें डालोगे तो वो OH माइनस रिलीज करेगा. अगर H2S के साथ वाटर को मिक्स करोगे तो वो H3O प्लस बना रहा है. तो मतलब ये एसिड की तरह भी बिहेव कर रहा है और बेस की तरह भी बिहेव कर रहा है, दैट्स व्हाई इट हैज एम्फोटेरिक नेचर. क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
Water also acts like reducing agent in a very rare cases. Rare cases like photosynthesis. Like water here is acting like a reducing agent and reducing carbon. कार्बन यहाँ पर +4 ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट है, कार्बन यहाँ पर 0 ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट. तो इट इज द वाटर विच इज रिड्यूसिंग इट, एंड वाटर खुद ऑक्सीडाइज हो रहा है O2 में. ठीक है बेटा?
Yes, sir.
राइट. नेक्स्ट, इफ यू टॉक अबाउट F2 एंड एड इट टू वाटर, यहाँ पर भी ये फ्लोरीन को रिड्यूस करता है और खुद ऑक्सीडाइज हो जाता है. ठीक है, दैट इज अबाउट रिड्यूसिंग प्रॉपर्टी. नेक्स्ट, सी हाइड्रोलिसिस. ये सारे एक टाइप के रिएक्शन है, तो मैं एक दो बता दूंगा आपको. देखो,
Okay, sir.
इफ यू टेक वाटर एंड एड इट विथ नाइट्राइड्स N3-, ये नाइट्राइड्स मतलब क्या होगा, N3-, ये वाला फॉर्म होना चाहिए. सो इफ यू टेक एनी नाइट्राइड ना, ऑन एडिंग वाटर यू विल गेट अमोनिया. अगर वो H2O ऐड करो तो NH3 आएगा, D2O ऐड करो तो ND3 आएगा, बस. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
नेक्स्ट, ऑक्साइड्स, यू नो, स्ट्रॉन्ग ऑक्साइड्स लाइक P4O10, N2O5, ये सारे के सारे एसिड्स बन जाएंगे, बिकॉज ऑल दिस ऑक्साइड्स आर, यू नो, एसिडिक ऑक्साइड्स, सो दे विल गिव यू एसिड्स. ठीक है बेटा?
Yes,
नेक्स्ट,
sir.
कार्बाइड्स. इफ यू टेक कार्बाइड्स C2 2-, राइट, ये कार्बाइड सारे के सारे आपको क्या दे देंगे बेटा, एल्कीन्स अल्काइंस दे देंगे सारे ऑन हाइड्रोलिसिस. So other carbides, if at all I put it, like beryllium carbide Be2C plus H2O, तो ये भी आपको मीथेन दे देगा. So BOH twice and CH4. So any carbide will give you some kind of an alkane or alkane. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next, NCl3. NCl3 को हाइड्रोलाइज करोगे तो NH3 आ जाएगा, HOCl बन जाएगा. PCl3 को हाइड्रोलाइज करोगे तो फॉस्फोरिक एसिड एंड HCl. SiCl4 को करोगे तो SiO2 plus HCl. These are all the ways we can do hydrolysis. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. Next thing, what you need to know, this chapter mostly the important part is only this, that is hardness of water. अभी तक जो भी पढ़ा है ऐसा कोई जेई में आता नहीं है. It's a very shady syllabus. मतलब एक छोटा सा चैप्टर है, इसमें hardly any every year you might or might not get a question.
रीड भी कर सकते हैं ना इसके पहले का.
जस्ट हाँ, रीड भी करना है बस उतना.
हाँ.
मेनली द क्वेश्चंस कम फ्रॉम दिस हार्डनेस ऑफ वाटर. ओके, देखो बेटा, हार्डनेस क्यों बनता है, हार्डनेस किसकी वजह से होता है वाटर में. हार्डनेस हैपेंस
बाइकार्बोनेट्स और
हाँ, कैल्शियम एंड मैग्नीशियम डिसॉल्व्ड बाइकार्बोनेट्स की वजह से आता है, राइट.
हाँ सर.
एंड it is mostly the calcium and magnesium salt. Rest of them will not give hardness. Don't think sir barium, strontium वो भी देगा क्या, नहीं. It is magnesium and calcium only. Second thing, when we are saying hardness, what exactly is this hardness? Hardness is the result of not giving lather to soap. Correct? So if we are not getting soap, correct, out of lather, then we say that it is lagging the it has hardness. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Hardness can be two types. It could be temporary or permanent. If magnesium and calcium has bicarbonates present, we call it as a temporary hardness. If it has chlorides and sulfates, and that are causing this hardness, right, then we say it is permanent hardness. Clear beta?
Yes, sir.
Now see, temporary hardness can be removed just by boiling. Like calcium bicarbonate है, उसको heat कर दो तो कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट बन जाएगा, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस निकल जाएगा एंड वाटर आ जाएगा. ठीक है. Now if you normally see in villages, this is what we do. Villages में वेल से पानी निकालते हैं और मॉर्निंग में सबसे पहले, you know, our grandmas, you know, they usually what they do beta, they boil the water for further use, you know. तो इससे क्या होगा, जितना भी बाइकार्बोनेट्स थे वो कार्बोनेट की तरह प्रेसिपिटेट हो जाएंगे. So if you even see the utensils, that water boiling utensils, boilers, all of them will have that white color patches down that water. Got it?
Acha, okay.
It shows that it is a deposition of calcium carbonate over time.
Sir.
The same thing, if there is a magnesium bicarbonate present, it is not a calcium magnesium carbonate which gets deposited, it is the magnesium hydroxide which gets deposited. ठीक है बेटा?
Okay.
राइट. सो मैग्नीशियम बाइकार्बोनेट क्यों नहीं हो रहा है, मतलब मैग्नीशियम कार्बोनेट क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? बिकॉज इफ यू कंपेयर द KSP वैल्यूज, राइट, मैग्नीशियम hydroxide will have less KSP than magnesium carbonate. Hence, hydroxide will get deposited easily compared to carbonate. Clear?
Okay. हाँ sir.
Second process for removing temporary hardness is Clark's process. अच्छा, Clark's process में क्या करेंगे हम लोग? We simply take calcium bicarbonate, sorry, calcium hydroxide and add it to calcium bicarbonate. So because of the excess amount of OH minus, because you are adding OH minus ना बेस, तो वो बेस जाकर ये प्रोटॉन को ले लेगा और बाइकार्बोनेट को कार्बोनेट में कन्वर्ट कर देगा. समझा?
हाँ सर.
सो वो कार्बोनेट कैल्शियम के साथ अटैच होकर कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट प्रेसिपिटेट बन जाएगा. So when you increase the concentration of OH minus, this mechanism will take place, and again you can see hydroxide will be formed here and calcium carbonate will be formed here. समझा?
सर ये हमेशा मैग्नीशियम हाइड्रोक्साइड देता है और कैल्शियम
कार्बोनेट
कार्बोनेट क्यों देता है?
KSP वैल्यू पर है. मैग्नीशियम
अच्छा.
कार्बोनेट का KSP वैल्यू ज्यादा है, मतलब इट विल बी इन अ मोर डिसॉल्व्ड फॉर्म एज कंपेयर टू मैग्नीशियम हाइड्रोक्साइड,
ओके सर.
which is exactly reverse for calcium. Okay.
हाँ सर.
Now, this calcium hydroxide can also be replaced by NaOH or CaO also. मतलब ये जरूरी नहीं है कि हम लोग को सिर्फ calcium hydroxide ही लेना है. We can take any other hydroxide also. Okay.
ओके सर.
Now, coming to the permanent hardness, beta. So, permanent hardness, like I said, is caused mainly by chlorides and sulfates, right?
Yes.
So we can remove that permanent hardness by using washing soda first. That is M+2. That is the ion, calcium or magnesium ion present. When you treat that with Na2CO3, correct? So you'll get MCO3 plus 2Na plus, correct?
Yes sir.
So we can get, I mean, from washing soda we can get this carbonate deposited, or we can use Kalgan's process. Kalgan is what, you know, it is a compound Na6PO4 thrice. ठीक है? ये क्या करता है? The structure is this one, sodium hexametaphosphate. Outside there are 2 sodiums, inside there are 4 sodiums connected with phosphates. इस तरह का एक complex है. Okay. Now what it is doing, you know, Na2 यहाँ पर देखो बेटा, what is happening here is Na4 here, correct? Na4, out of this 4 Na, 2 Na plus will be replaced by this metal. समझ में आया? It will be replaced by this metal, that is calcium plus 2 or magnesium plus 2, which is present in the solution. So that will replace it and makes it Na2, M and PO4 thrice. Correct?
Okay.
So this will become a dissolved, this will become a precipitate, and Na plus जो बाकी क्लोराइड सल्फेट था उसके साथ वो डिसॉल्व हो जाएगा. तो हमको यही तो रिमूव करना था, है ना? ये इस मेटल को ही तो रिमूव करना था. So that's how we can remove that metal out, and this is known as Kalgan's process. Next, permuted method. Permuted method is using zeolite. Zeolite is nothing but hydrated aluminosilicates, sodium aluminosilicates. Like I take sodium, aluminium and silicate. Alumina means, see, sodium plus Al2O3 and SiO2. अब ये Al2O3, राइट, कुछ ऐसा हो जाएगा Al+3 की तरह, सिलिकेट SiO4 4- की तरह. तो यहाँ पर Na सोडियम aluminium silicate. समझ में आया? So when you combine these three, that will become zeolites. ठीक है बेटा?
Okay.
So sodium, I mean, these zeolites, when you add it to this water, correct? तो water में से जो calcium या magnesium है, वो आ जाएगा सोडियम का जगह ले लेगा. तो ये this will become MZ2 and sodium is been released out. ठीक है? और फिर ये पूरा precipitate बन जाएगा zeolite. Okay? And that when you treat with NaCl, आई मीन ये एक बार प्रेसिपिटेट बन जाएगा इसके साथ, और उसको हम लोग फिल्टर आउट कर देंगे, उसको बाहर लेकर आ जाएंगे, और फिर से NaCl के साथ हीट करेंगे, तो Na इसका जगह ले लेगा, कैल्शियम क्लोराइड बन जाएगा फिर से, ठीक है। सो फिर से ये
Okay.
जियोलाइट बन गया, ये रीजनरेट हो गया, इसको फिर से हम लोग भेज देंगे अंदर।
अच्छा, ओके, हाँ सर।
वाटर फिल्टर्स याद है, पहले फिल्टर्स आते थे,
हाँ
अभी आजकल तो RO एंड डिफरेंट मैकेनिज्म्स आर हैपनिंग, बट
सर,
अर्लियर इट यूज्ड
वाटर
टू बी
फिल्टर में क्या रहता था?
फिल्टर्स में जियोलाइट्स ही होते हैं,
ओह
ठीक
अच्छा।
है। Zeolites, various types of zeolites are present which will absorb these calciums and magnesiums, okay.
सर तो उसको बार बार फिल करना पड़ता है क्या जियोलाइट उसमें?
हाँ, पहले एक फिल्टर में भी लेट्स से 6 मंथ्स काम कर रहा है, मतलब 6 मंथ्स तक वो एब्जॉर्ब करते जा रहा है, करते जा रहा है, ठीक है।
हाँ।
तो फिर वो फिल्टर को रिमूव कर देंगे, वो फिल्टर को फिर इसके साथ हीट करके रीजनरेट कर देंगे।
ओह अच्छा, ओके।
दैट्स हाउ दे यूजुअली मेक इट, ओके।
हाँ सर।
क्लियर, आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड permitted method.
या
Next, synthetic resin method. Now, if you see all the bottling companies, water bottling companies, Bisleri, Aquafina, right? All of this, right?
यस सर।
Pepsi, they usually go for synthetic resin method. Okay? So they take
Okay.
the common water, maybe from the groundwater or from anywhere from seas or lakes. They'll bring it, and then they do this cation exchange or anion exchange methods. Okay? तो क्या करते हैं, सपोज दे विल टेक सम ऑर्गेनिक सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड्स, गॉट इट, RSO3H is some organic sulfuric acids, okay, benzyl sulfonic acid, understood, like that. So
हाँ।
different types of sulfonic acids, and these sulfonic acids are normally in a powdered form, okay, ये सारे powdered form में होंगे। So
Okay.
powdered form को हम लोग क्या करेंगे, we will get in touch with the hard water. Hard water में क्या है, M+2 है, so that M+2, that is calcium and magnesium, will replace this hydrogen beta, और वो खुद आ जाएंगे एज ए सॉल्ट बन जाएंगे अभी, ठीक है, और ये प्रेसिपिटेट बन जाएगा, करेक्ट, दिस विल बिकम ए प्रेसिपिटेट, एंड वाटर पूरा चला जाएगा। अब ये क्या हो रहा है, वाटर में H+ जा रहा है ना, दिस हैज बिकम एसिडिफाइड वाटर, करेक्ट। So before getting the pure water, what we do, we add a small amount of base to it, so that whatever the acidified amount which is present gets neutralized, and eventually we have only pure water. Yeah.
हाँ सर, ये वापस एक्सप्लेन करो ना।
देखो, in the cation resin exchange, we saw that H+ got exchanged with calcium or magnesium, बराबर।
हाँ।
तो H+ is still in the water ना,
या
बाकी सब तो प्रेसिपिटेट हो चुका है, ये कैल्शियम मैग्नीशियम ये पूरा प्रेसिपिटेट हो चुका है। सो बाकी जो लिक्विड फॉर्म में जो वाटर है उसमें H+ चला गया,
हाँ सर।
सो वाटर बिकेम एसिडिफाइड।
ओके। हाँ।
सो अगर उसको मैं सिंपल नॉर्मल वाटर में कन्वर्ट करना है तो मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा, थोड़ा सा बेस ऐड करना पड़ेगा,
हाँ सर, गॉट इट।
ठीक है, दैट इज कैटायन एक्सचेंज। सी anion exchange, anion exchange resin is, we will make an ammonium salts, okay, so now you say take ammonium hydroxide salts, ठीक है, I mean ammonium
Yes.
hydroxide base is here basically, ठीक है। तो ये जो है अमोनियम आयंस है, इसमें से जो OH- है, करेक्ट, वो रिप्लेस हो जाता है क्लोरीन सल्फेट इन सबसे, क्लियर।
Okay.
So we will get chlorides, we will get sulfates and so on, got it। हार्डनेस या तो कैटन को रिमूव करो या तो एनियन को रिमूव करो, बराबर।
हाँ सर।
अभी हमने कैटन को रिमूव नहीं किया है, कैल्शियम और मैग्नीशियम सॉल्यूशन में वैसे ही है, बट हमने अभी किसी को रिमूव किया, they
अभी आना
which are combined with chlorides and sulfates, we are removing that, okay, so they will all be removed out as chlorides, sulfates, bicarbonates, ये बन के रिमूव हो जाएंगे, and they all will become precipitates, ठीक है।
सर
तो
तो
बचा क्या
मेटल
है,
का यूज क्या था?
क्या बेटा,
वो
मेटल
M+2।
सॉल्यूशन में है, मेटल सॉल्यूशन में है वैसे, ठीक है।
ओके।
सो मेटल है, उसके साथ में ये हाइड्रोक्साइड भी है थोड़ा सा, बिकॉज OH- भी प्रेजेंट है उसमें। तो ये जो OH- आया है, करेक्ट, उसको हम लोग थोड़ा सा एसिडिफाइड वाटर के साथ या डाइल्यूट एसिड के साथ रिएक्ट करेंगे, तो क्या हो जाएगा, प्योर वाटर आ जाएगा। ठीक है.
Okay, sir. हाँ.
So this is also one way of getting pure water. Pure water means there may be other parts here. With respect to hardness, it is pure, like soft water. It is clear.
Yes, sir.
I hope you understood that, beta.
हाँ, sir.
Right. So this is
So
about
these were all
purification.
methods to convert hard water to soft water.
Soft water, correct. Okay. Next,
Yes, sir.
C peroxide. The next topic is about peroxide.
Sir, these only temporary hardness can be removed, no?
परमानेंट हार्डनेस भी तो नहीं, ये सब केसेस परमानेंट हार्डनेस के 4 केसेस.
सर तो टेम्पररी
One,
हार्डनेस उसको परमानेंट हार्डनेस क्यों बोलते हैं फिर if it can be removed?
which one?
Sir, like why is it called permanent?
Which cannot be done by just boiling.
Oh, okay, हाँ.
That's why it is called permanent hardness. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Hydrogen peroxide is prepared either by metal peroxides, correct, or hydrated barium peroxides. See how it is done. Na2O2, simple metal peroxides added to water, it will become NaOH and peroxide will be released. You can do the same thing in dilute acidic acids also. It will become Na2SO4 and H2O2. Correct? Hydrated
Yes, sir.
peroxides, BaO2.8H2O. If you add it to dilute H2SO4, barium sulfate will become a precipitate and H2O2 will be formed. So this is a better method. यहाँ पे क्या हो? Barium sulfate को easily हटा सकते हो आप. Okay? Because it will become a precipitate. And using anhydrous barium peroxide with H2SO4, layer of barium sulfate is formed, which makes further reaction becomes unreactive. So BaO2 के ऊपर barium sulfate का precipitate आ जाएगा, तो उसके बाद further reaction हो ही नहीं पाएगा. Okay? Because barium peroxide is unexposed. Okay? Or it get covered by barium sulfate, white color paste. Understood?
Okay.
That's why the further reaction does not take place. So it will only happen in hydrated peroxides. ठीक है?
हाँ, sir.
Next, barium peroxide can also be used with carbonic acid, H2CO3. So if you use it in H2CO3, barium will become a precipitate as BaCO3.
Sir,
And
this is
peroxide
also
will
that anhydrous or this is amorphous.
No, hydrated. This is also hydrated. ठीक है?
Okay.
Next, industrially, how do we prepare? See, electrolysis of H2SO4, correct? Which means if you have 50% concentrated of H2SO4, correct? This is minimum which we expect. इतना तो होना ही चाहिए. इससे ज़्यादा होगा तो problem नहीं. Okay.
Yes,
At
sir.
cathode, we will see H plus will become H2. So H2 gas is coming out. At anode, this bisulfate which is present, right? So that will become H2S2O8. That is Marshall's acid. This is a structure of Marshall's acid. Okay. So there is a peroxy linkage here. Can you observe that?
Yeah.
So ये peroxy linkage को हम लोग को निकालना है. So what we do here, water गया यहाँ से attack किया, ये bond O minus बना. Imagine the same thing, water गया इधर से attack किया, ये यहाँ से O minus बना. So O minus O minus. In water it will become H2O2. ठीक है? So इधर से भी दोनों तरफ से मैंने निकाला. So I'll get this as H2O2. समझा?
हाँ, sir.
So this is the electrolysis method by which you can prepare H2O2. Next, D2O2 can be prepared by deuterolysis of K2S2O8. This can be done by deuterolysis. Deuterolysis means same thing. Instead of H2O2, we are making D2O2. So instead of using normal water, now we are using heavy water. Okay.
Okay.
Next, oxidation of 2-ethyl anthraquinol. So this is like anthracene. See ये पूरा अगर three benzene rings एक दूसरे से connected होते हैं तो what do we call? We call it as anthracene. In anthracene, if there is an addition of OH and OH at these positions, that is called quinol. ये quinol बन जाता है. So this is like anthracene plus quinol. So it will become anthraquinol. And there is some 2-methyl group present here. So 2-methyl anthraquinol, this entire thing. Okay? That on reacting with O2, right? O2 will oxidize this quinol to quinone, all to one, quinol to quinone. ठीक है? तो यहाँ पर ये oxidize हो जाएगा. और ये ऑक्सीजन यहाँ से H प्लस ले लेगा, ये यहाँ से H प्लस ले लेगा, एंड बोथ विल गेट ऑक्सीडाइज टू H2O2, आई मीन रेड्यूस टू H2O2. ठीक है.
हाँ सर.
Now, generally what you need to know is that if you check out the physical properties of H2O2, H2O2 is usually a colorless, very pale blue color solution at room temperature. It is definitely denser than water because the boiling point, which makes it the boiling point of H2O2 is stronger than boiling point of H2O. Okay. Obviously, it is denser, so this will be more viscous as well. So peroxide is slightly more viscous than H2O. Okay. And H2O decomposes readily, and it can be catalyzed by either light, MnO2, or carbon. This has been asked before, so learn it. That peroxides can be easily decomposed, but it will be catalyzed by either carbon, MnO2, light, or metal surfaces. ठीक है?
Okay sir.
देखो बेटा, अगर डिकम्पोजिशन रोकना है, क्योंकि पेरोक्साइड ना बहुत कम टेम्परेचर पे, रूम टेम्परेचर पे डिकम्पोज होना स्टार्ट कर देगा. डिकम्पोज होकर क्या बनेगा? वाटर प्लस ऑक्सीजन बनेगा, H2O प्लस O2 बनेगा. बट उसको रोकना है मुझे, डिकम्पोजिशन नहीं होने देना है. देन वी यूज दिस. They act like inhibitors, like phosphoric acid, urea, acetanilide, and stannite salts. They will act like inhibitors. They will stop peroxide from getting decomposed.
Okay.
Next, peroxide can also act like bleaching agent. Bleaching agent, क्यों? देखो, peroxide, it will decompose to give H2O and nascent oxygen first.
Yeah.
Nascent oxygen का रोल ही ये होता है कि that if you react any colored part with nascent oxygen, it will make it colorless.
Okay. हाँ sir.
And that is a permanent color change. Okay, एक बार color change हो गया तो फिर से मतलब recolor नहीं कर सकते उसको. ठीक है?
Okay. हाँ sir.
So bleaching, it can act like a bleaching agent also. Next, H2O2 is also known as perhydrol. Perhydrol का मतलब क्या है? The weight by volume ratio here is around 30%. That is perhydrol. ठीक है?
हाँ
In
sir.
fact, if you go to any pharmaceutical shop, like medical shops, you ask for peroxide, they'll give perhydrol only, which means weight by volume percentage is around 30% in it. इसमें
अच्छा.
70% मतलब 70 ml water है, 30 grams peroxide.
Okay. सर H2O2 का यूज क्या रहता है, मतलब मेडिकल शॉप्स में क्यों मिलता है वो?
क्लीनिंग रैशेस, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल स्किन रैशेस जितने भी होते हैं पेरोक्साइड से मार देते हैं हम लोग. ओके, सो स्मॉल जर्म्स एंड इंसेक्ट्स कैन बी किल्ड बाय पेरोक्साइड्स. सेकेंड थिंग, पेरोक्साइड इज यूज्ड फॉर स्टेरिलाइजिंग पर्पस बिफोर ऑपरेशंस. करेक्ट. जस्ट वाटर यूज नहीं करते, पेरोक्साइड यूज करते ताकि कोई भी जर्म्स आए या उसके ऊपर कुछ भी बैक्टीरिया बैठा है वो सब कुछ मर जाएगा पेरोक्साइड से.
सर तो इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स भी पेरोक्साइड से ही स्टरलाइज करते हैं?
पेरोक्साइड से करते हैं. ओके, सिंपल वाटर से नहीं करते, डिस्टिल्ड वाटर से नॉर्मल जो सिंपल वाले होते हैं वो करते हैं. बट इफ यू वांट वेरी सेंसिबल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स आर देयर, करेक्ट, जिनसे ऑपरेशन करना होता है, सो देन डेफिनेटली इट इज टू बी यूज्ड ओनली बाय पेरोक्साइड्स. ठीक है
सर, तो वो जो पेरोक्साइड करता है दैट इज आल्सो 30% वेट बाय वॉल्यूम?
यस. अच्छा, जनरली दैट इज द वे फार्मास्यूटिकल, आई मीन जितने भी लैब्स यूज करते हैं वो इतना परसेंटेज यूज करते हैं. ओके
सर, इतना कम परसेंटेज क्यों रहता है लेकिन उसमें?
दैट इज सफिशिएंट. सी, पेरोक्साइड इज कॉस्टली ना बेटा.
ओह
दिस
अच्छा.
इज सफिशिएंट इनफ. व्हाई डू वी नीड टू गो फॉर मोर? करेक्ट.
हाँ सर.
अगर ज्यादा जाओगे, एक तो ऑक्सीजन बहुत फिज आउट होने लगेगा उसमें से.
अच्छा. ओके सर.
नेक्स्ट, यूरिया प्लस peroxide is called hyperol. Okay, so basically if you take urea and add peroxide, it will act like an insecticide. So जब भी यूरिया ऐड करते हैं थोड़ा पेरोक्साइड भी ऐड कर देते हैं ताकि थोड़े बहुत इंसेक्ट्स है वो सारे मर जाए.
हाँ सर.
See, peroxide can also be treated like a dibasic acid because if you see H2O2, right, it will release one H plus and become HO2 minus after releasing one H plus. इसमें और एक भी H plus है, so after releasing one more H plus, it will become O2 2 minus. So we can expect two types of salts coming from peroxide. So this has been asked, which are the following are the salts of peroxide? This has been asked. Okay.
हाँ sir.
One is NaHO2, the other one is Na2O2. Okay.
Yes sir.
Next, H2O2 peroxide is a strong oxidizing agent, but it's a weak reducing agent. Okay. So if you see the reduction potential, it is around 1.87 in acidic medium and 0.77 in the neutral medium.
Okay.
That is the reduction potential of peroxide. Okay.
हाँ
Now,
sir.
see what are the oxidation reactions, because peroxide is a good oxidizing agent in acidic medium. Acidic medium में क्या क्या reactions होते हैं, ठीक है? See, in acidic medium, PbS will get oxidized to become PbSO4. NO2 minus will become NO3 minus. SO3 2 minus will become SO4 2 minus. Arsenite will become arsenate, ASO4 3 minus. I minus will become I2 plus water. Okay, and Fe plus 3 will become Fe plus 2 will become Fe plus 3 in acidic medium. Okay, beta.
हाँ sir.
These are very regular reactions which KMNO4, K2Cr2, ये सभी यही reactions देते हैं सारे, है ना?
Sir, oxidizing agent ना?
Yeah, oxidizing agent.
हाँ sir.
K2Cr2O7, if you treat it with peroxide, correct? और दोनों comparable oxidizing agents है, तो इसके लिए क्या करेंगे? ये और ये दोनों react करके एक ऐसा कंपाउंड बनाएंगे, करेक्ट, विच इज कॉल्ड एज टेट्रा, दिस इज सॉरी डाइपेरोक्सी क्रोमियम ऑक्साइड. सो यहाँ पे एक पेरोक्सी, दो पेरोक्सी बॉन्ड्स बन रहे विद रेस्पेक्ट टू सी डबल बॉन्ड ओ, एंड दिस इज आल्सो कॉल्ड एज बटरफ्लाई स्ट्रक्चर. ठीक है बेटा?
Yes sir.
So there are peroxyl linkages, and that is CrO5, and CrO5 is normally blue in color. Okay.
Okay. हाँ.
एंड इसको स्टेबलाइज करना है तो ईथर्स में ही कर सकते हैं. अदरवाइज इफ यू टेक एसिडिक मीडियम, इंस्टेंटली इट विल कन्वर्ट टू Cr+3. ओके.
Yes sir.
एंड जितना भी H2O2 था वो पूरा O2 में ऑक्सीडाइज हो जाएगा.
Got it. Yes sir.
Right. Next, reducing nature. If you see the peroxide's reducing nature, so H2O2 will react with KMNO4 and becomes Mn+2. And if you take HOCl, HOCl is a strong oxidizing agent that will oxidize H2O2 to become O2, and HOCl get reduced to HCl.
Sir, H2O2 is an oxidizing agent ना?
यहाँ पे reducing agent बेटा, it can act both ना. ये हमने देखा ये सारे reactions oxidizing की तरह बिहेव कर रहा है. अब यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं कि ये पूरा reducing की तरह बिहेव कर रहा है, मतलब ये खुद oxidize हो रहा है. ठीक है. With MnO2 it will become Mn+2. With PbO2 is a stronger oxidizing agent, hence Pb will get reduced to Pb+2 and peroxide will oxidize to O2. And K3FeCN6 will become K4FeCN6 and O2 gas will be released out. Okay. And X2 in peroxide, if you look at it, it will become X- and O2 gas will come out of it. Okay. So this is the peroxides reactions. Clear beta?
हाँ sir.
Next, see the structure of peroxide. Normally, peroxide has an open book structure. Open book मतलब इस तरीके से, जैसे हम लोग बुक ओपन करेंगे तो किस तरह से दिखेगा, इस तरीके से. Got it? Open book structure. Okay.
Open book. Okay. हाँ sir.
This is book ना, और इसका अगर बुक को ओपन रखा तो ऐसे दिखेगा ना.
Okay. हाँ yes sir.
So this is the open book structure. So यहाँ पर ऑक्सीजन है, यहाँ पर हाइड्रोजन है. ठीक है, इस तरह से ओपन बुक स्ट्रक्चर है. ओके. So here if you look at it, this is how the structure is, and this will try to be in the anti form, right? क्योंकि इसमें लोन पेयर के रिपल्शंस कम रहेंगे in the anti conformation. It will always try to have anti conformation, and the dihedral angle is more in the gaseous state. So dihedral angle जो anti form में ऐसे होगा ना, हाइड्रोजन ऊपर एक हाइड्रोजन नीचे, करेक्ट? So that form will be better, and in gaseous state. The other important information we need to know is that OOH bond है ना, bond angle OOH इन तीनों के बीच में जो bond angle है, that is more in the solid state, okay, as compared to gaseous state. And OO bond length is more in the gaseous state compared to that of solid state. Okay, so इसके लिए gaseous state में ये reactive ज्यादा होगा क्योंकि OO का bond length ज्यादा है, so जल्दी टूट जाएगा gaseous state में. Okay.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So I'll just put down that here. More reactive in gaseous state. Right. And finally, if you look at this H2O2, it is actually non-planar in structure. Structurally, आप देखोगे तो obviously it is non-planar, ना? It is like a book which is completely
हाँ.
non-planar. Done? Clear
Yes,
बेटा?
sir.
बस इतना आपको समझना है इस चैप्टर के बेसिस पे, इतना ही है आपको चैप्टर.
सर वो हार्ड वाटर, सॉफ्ट वाटर और हाइड्रोजन पेरोक्साइड, ये पार्ट ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है ना?
हाँ, बस ये पार्ट ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट. अब इसमें एक दो मैं प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कराऊंगा, देखो. ओके.
ओके सर.
हार्ड वाटर सॉफ्ट वाटर में आपको क्या पूछा जा सकता है इज व्हाट इज डिग्री ऑफ हार्डनेस. हाउ मच इज द डिग्री ऑफ हार्डनेस? DOH. आई एम नॉट श्योर इफ यू हैव लर्न दिस इन मोल कॉन्सेप्ट, तो शायद मोल कॉन्सेप्ट मैंने आपको नहीं पढ़ाया था, है ना?
हाँ सर.
हाँ, देखो, डिग्री ऑफ हार्डनेस हमेशा ppm यूनिट्स में कैलकुलेट किया जाता है. ओके, सो ppm यूनिट्स आर यूज्ड एज स्टैंडर्ड. ठीक है.
यस सर.
नेक्स्ट, degree of hardness by definition is what you know. It is the weight of calcium carbonate which is precipitated divided by weight of solution into 10 raised to power of 6, and this answer would come out in ppm units. This is what is meant by degree of hardness. Okay, now what does this exactly tell us? Suppose if I take 1 mole of calcium bicarbonate, 1 mole of calcium bicarbonate. Acha, on boiling, on heating, I can say 1 mole of calcium carbonate, H2O and CO2 is released, है ना? So
Yes,
can I
sir.
say that it is also giving 1 mole of calcium carbonate? Agreed?
Yes.
Suppose if I take calcium chloride plus, if I use Na2CO3, add Na2CO3 to it, then also I'll get calcium carbonate as a precipitate plus 2 moles of NaCl. So you can see if I take 1 mole of calcium chloride, I'll get 1 mole of calcium carbonate.
Yes.
Similarly, if I take MgCl2 plus, if I take Na2CO3 plus CaCl2, then what do I get? I mean hydroxide यहाँ पर, calcium hydroxide. If I take calcium hydroxide, so what do I get? Because magnesium does not form carbonate, it will become hydroxide plus calcium will become calcium carbonate plus 2 moles of NaCl. So now again check this out. 1 mole of magnesium chloride will give you 1 mole of calcium carbonate, na?
हाँ sir.
Same way, if I take calcium sulfate and heat it with Na2CO3, again I'll get calcium carbonate as a precipitate and Na2SO4 as the solution. Again you can see 1 mole and 1 mole. Okay? And same goes for magnesium sulfate also. Now what I'm trying to come up with the logic here is, see, every time I use 1 mole of this substance which is causing the hardness, right? These are all the compounds which cause hardness, isn't it?
Yes,
Then
sir.
how much moles of calcium carbonate I'm expecting it to get reduced? Same moles, है ना? 1 mole will give 1 mole, correct? So now can I say this, beta, that 1 mole of calcium bicarbonate, if it creates X amount of hardness, then 1 mole of calcium chloride will also create X amount of hardness. 1 mole of magnesium chloride will also create X amount of hardness. 1 mole of calcium sulfate will also create X amount of hardness. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So that is the standardization I'm coming for. So we can say 1 mole of any above compounds, will give same strength of hardness, hence the measured hence the hardness is measured on the basis of calcium carbonate they can form. Now I hope you got this, right? So let me show you with a question that will be more easier to understand. Okay, suppose if I take 20 milligrams of magnesium chloride, okay, is present in 2 liters of aqueous solution. 2 liters of aqueous solution. And I want you to find the degree of hardness. Okay, beta. So how would I do
Yes.
that? So we can write this as DOH, degree of hardness, is equal to weight of calcium carbonate that we can precipitate by weight of solution into 10 raised to power of 6. है ना?
हाँ sir.
So first I need to convert this data into calcium carbonate का data ना.
Yeah sir.
So which means I have to first calculate number of moles of MgCl2, which is weight of MgCl2 divided by molar mass of MgCl2. है ना? So which is 20 milligrams, which is 20 into 10 raised to power of minus 3 divided by 95. 95 is the molar mass of MgCl2. Okay.
Yes.
So I got number of moles. So I can say the same number of moles of calcium carbonate will also precipitate. So therefore
Yeah.
20 by 95 into 10 raised to power of minus 3. So what is the weight of calcium carbonate that will get precipitated?
Number of moles
20 by
multiplied by
correct into 10 raised to power of minus 3 into 100.
100. हाँ.
That is a molar mass. So 20 into 10 raised to power of minus 1 divided by 95. Huh? So
Yes.
therefore DOH, degree of hardness, will be equal to 20 into 10 raised to power of minus 1 by 95 divided by weight of the weight of the solution. Now, whenever it is aqueous solution, na beta, you can always take volume and kgs as almost the same, just because density is almost 1 gram per ml. Okay? So I can
Acha.
say it is about 2000 grams. है ना? 2 liters is same as 2 kgs. 2 kgs is same as 2000 grams.
Sir, but वो
That
aqueous
into 10 raised
solution
to
में
power of
खाली
6.
water थोड़ी है. Like
So
it
that
is
is
aqueous solution.
that is
of-
the assumption we are taking. The density
Oh,
of water
okay.
hard is assumed to be 1 gram per ml. Okay? This is an assumption on which we will always do these questions. So therefore, now you can see that यहाँ पर 10 raised to power of 5 है, नीचे 3 है. So we'll get this as 20 divided by 95 into 2 into 10 raised to power of, यहाँ से 5 minus 3 2 हो गया, और ये 0 लेकर जाऊंगा तो 1, it will be 1 by 95 into 1000, right? So that is 1000 by 95, correct?
Yes.
So 1000 by 95. Divided by 95. So it is 10.52. So 10.52 ppm. Thus, that is the degree of hardness for this MgCl2. ठीक है? Easy है ना? ज़्यादा difficult नहीं होना चाहिए मेरे ख्याल से.
हाँ sir.
So as long as you know how to convert that, right? जो भी hardness देते हैं उन सबको आप calcium carbonate के data में convert करो. So it would be pretty easy to get this done. Okay, beta. Any
Yes,
doubt
sir.
here?
No
Right. Okay. So this is how much you need to know it from this chapter. So I'll send you the notes. Just go through it. What all things you are pending, beta? एक तो coordination अभी complete करना चाहिए आपको. उसके बाद
D block, D and
D
F
block.
block,
Okay, D and F block. Okay, D and F
S
block.
block.
After that, S block. Right.
and this chapter.
And this chapter. This chapter is not that
Sir,
difficult.
metallurgy.
Metallurgy are not done.
सर मेटलर्जी स्कूल के लिए किया है, तो जो भी एक्स्ट्रा पार्ट है वो लर्न करना है.
हाँ, okay. वो ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लगेगा.
हाँ
I
सर.
think I have not sent the assignment for metallurgy, I guess.
सर
right?
नोट्स भी नहीं है.
हाँ, okay. So metallurgy, S block, hydrogen, ये तीनों के notes and assignment मुझे भेजना है.
हाँ सर.
चलो, I'll do that now.
सर कोऑर्डिनेशन के बाद कौन सा करूँ? मेटलर्जी.
Coordination के बाद metallurgy, yes.
ओके सर.
Metallurgy is very simple and small, so please finish that first.
हाँ ओके सर.
ठीक है बेटा, चलो. I'll
Okay, sir.
end the session then. Okay. So
हाँ.
Thursday we'll take it, right? Session.
या सर.
Yeah. Okay.
यस.
So आप बाकी टाइम प्रिपेयर कर लेना. Thursday we'll have a good session.
हाँ,
जिसमें we will cover up group 13 and 14.
ओके
Group
सर.
13 14 हो जाएगा तो then we'll be left with 15 16 17. उसके लिए एक या दो क्लास लगेंगे बस.
हाँ सर. ओके.
2 सेशंस में हो जाएगा वो.
हाँ.
So imagine like another week or 2 we'll be able to done with it. Okay.
यस सर.
Oh, we have one chapter left, salt analysis.
ओके. हाँ सर.
So I think I will do that first.
ओके सर. ठीक
Because
है.
that is more important from JEE point of view.
हाँ सर. ओके.
ठीक है, चलो.
ओके सर. थैंक
Bye.
यू सर. बाय सर.
Bye.